What's going on, guys? My name is Trevor. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a pretty big weekend for movies. You got the Super Mario Bros. Movie, Air, and an Owen Wilson indie comedy called Paint. And instead of giving you individual reviews for all three of these movies, we're going to do a 3-for-1 special, talk about all three of these movies in depth. Let me know your thoughts on all three of these movies down below in the comment section and leave a like. And let's start off with Paint.
Don't worry, it's not rocket science. It's harder.
So I actually saw this movie a couple weeks ago at the end of March. It's starring Owen Wilson. Wow. And I went to one of those Regal Monday movie mysteries, which I actually really enjoy going to. If you don't know what that is, Regal hosts about once a month a mystery movie. You know nothing about it except for the rating. You just show up. It doesn't tell you beforehand. You watch previews and a movie just starts. It's honestly a pretty fun experience. I really enjoy going to them. And this time it was showing Paint, starring Owen Wilson. Wow.
Wow.
And while this movie is definitely a little bit different, I had no idea what to expect as the movie was started. Apparently, it's like vaguely, loosely based around Bob Ross's life, but Owen Wilson's not playing a character called Bob Ross. He's playing a character of Carl Nargle. Thanks for coming to a special place with me. That's what Owen Wilson says throughout the entirety of this.
Thanks for going to a special place with me, Carl Nargle.
And it's basically an artist going through a midlife crisis about his paintings and how basically he's not keeping up with the times. He has so many different love triangles going on. It's an indie comedy. My theater was roaring with laughter throughout the entirety of this movie. So it's an indie comedy. So the comedy's like not really like out there. It's just real subtle. It seems to be real natural, and that's what I appreciated with it. After I got out of the movie, I was really like, I don't know what I really just watched right there. What was the point of that? But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, honestly, that was kind of surprising and it was kind of cute. I didn't absolutely love it. There's definitely some pacing issues. It comes to a slow halt sometimes, but I think this is a perfect movie to watch at home one day. Maybe don't run out to the theater to go see it, but if it comes on digital anytime soon, I think Paint is definitely worth your time. Owen Wilson, Carl Nargle. Wow. I'll go a 3 out of 5 for this one, but a positive 3. Positive 3. I enjoyed it. 3 out of 5 can either be bad or good. This is a good 3 out of 5. Moving on to the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Alright, let's go.
I was head over heels excited for this one, and the more I thought about it, the more I liked it. This movie is just fun, and that's what I had with this movie. I went in wanting this movie to pay homage to the games, because I love the game so much, and it did just that, and it's a family fun movie, and I really thought to myself, if I had kids around 5, 6, I think they would have loved the absolute hell out of this movie. It's absolutely hilarious. First off, I was smiling, laughing throughout it, but second off, I just loved how deep they dove into this world, because we haven't seen a video game movie really done like this, and I would say this is one of Illumination's better movies, and a lot of people aren't a big fan of the Illumination Studios, but if you look around Tomatoes, it's not doing well with critics, but the audience is in the high 90s, and I'm with the audience on this one. Mario and Luigi, we get a little bit of backstory on these two. They're plumbers trying to go and make it big, and then they end up going to Mushroom Kingdom. And while the pacing is really off with this movie, they rush through a lot of it. It seems like they put all the video games into one movie. It is absolutely crushing it at the box office right now, so I'm assuming we're going to get a sequel. It just felt like they thought this was going to be a one-off movie, and they jammed everything from every game, every character on screen, and you can feel that throughout it. But, on the contrary, diving into this from getting experience with Donkey Kong, get experience Bowser, and you get a whole on Mario Kart Rainbow Road scene, I mean, it just hit all of those notes, and the sound effects they make with everything are in this game. The power-ups you get from a white flower, you get fire powers, are in this movie. Everything from the games is in the movie, and that's why I love it so much. You have a great voice cast here. Jack Black as Bowser, I mean, he was born to play Bowser. Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach, I mean, just sounds so delightful like a princess. And Chris Pratt as Mario, I mean, he's charming, he's relatable, and he's just trying to save his brother in Luigi. And Charlie Day plays Luigi. You have a fantastic cast. Great adventure. While it does rush a little bit, it has a ton of fun, and it put a huge smile on my face. The more I think about this movie, the more I enjoy it. It's crushing at the box office. I hope we get another one. I'm gonna go a 4 out of 5 for the Super Mario Bros. Movie. And last but certainly not least, we have Air.
You got a name for it? Air Jordan. I don't know. Seriously?
I love a good sport movie that's not fully focused on the sport the movie's about. It's about the basketball world, but it's about behind the scenes. They did this with baseball years ago in Moneyball, and I cannot stand baseball, but Moneyball is one of my favorite movies of all time. So coming into this one, I wanted it to be my favorite movie of the year so far, and it exceeded all those expectations, because yes, it is my favorite movie of the year so far. This is a top 5 sport movie all time for me after one viewing. Ben Affleck continues to show that he's a world-class director, and he's a fantastic freaking actor. But Matt Damon's really showing that he's one of my favorite actors of all time. He never turns in a bad performance, and he carries this movie. It's mainly focused on his character and how no one else believes that they can can go out and get Michael Jordan, or they should invest all the money that in their budget on Michael Jordan. For whatever reason, Matt Damon's character has this itch that Michael Jordan is going to be something huge one day, and it worked out better than it ever could imagine. And just going behind the scenes of the creating of the shoe, how no one believed in what Matt Damon was trying to do, the creation of the shoe, how Michael Jordan wanted nothing to do with Nike, how Nike's basketball brand was like last on the totem pole. It's insane to go and really dive deep in basically a history lesson of the 80s and all these big conglomerate companies with fantastic performances, a killer soundtrack, and overall, it's such an inspiring story. By the time the end credits started rolling, I had chills all over my body. I had a huge smile on my face. I said to myself, this is why I come to the movies. This is the feeling I want when coming to the movies. And it's so subtle with its humor that you are laughing your ass off throughout the entirety of the film. Jason Bateman, I was expecting to be kind of like a jerky character, like he can play really well, but honestly, he might have been my favorite character in this movie, and Viola Davis, in my opinion, is the greatest working actress of all time, and she continues to show that why in this movie as well. From start to finish, it just grabs you, it pulls you on this wild journey, and the way they tell the story, the way Ben Affleck crafted this with his direction, I loved it. I thought the writing was great, and there's a really cool story about how this writer was, they called him an F-list writer, I believe his name is Alex Convey, and he hadn't really done many movies, but Ben Affleck liked his story. They made a bunch of revamps to his script, but they kept this writer on as the sole writer of the movie, because that's what they did for Ben Affleck and Matt Damon back in Good Will Hunting. They paid it forward. Just goes to show the kind of guys Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are, and it really goes to show just how much they all cared about this movie, and they're paying everything that was done for them forward. I love this movie. It's my favorite movie of the year. It's a 5 out of 5, and that's going to do it for my review of Paint, Super Mario Brothers, and Air. Let me know your thoughts on all three of these movies down below in the comment section. Leave a like, hit the subscribe button, notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.